Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Yep.
What's the matter?
Hey, Jan. Oh, my gosh. That would be because it's just 6:30.
I didn't hear her yet. Is she talking?
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Right, right. Good evening, everyone. I call this meeting of the Council of the Village of Royal Palm Beach to order. Today is December the 19th. The year is 2024, and it is 6:30 p.m. Would you please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and welcome, everybody. Let the record show that all members of the council are present.
Yes, Mayor, I will.
Our next order of business is the election notice, and I will now read the mayor's proclamation on that topic. As provided for in Section 8-1 of the Code of Ordinances of the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, I hereby proclaim that on Tuesday, March the 11th, 2025, the Village of Royal Palm Beach will hold its municipal election. Group 2 and Group 4 seats will each be elected for a term of 2 years, 2025 to 2027. Mayor, Group 1 and Group 3 seats will each be elected for the remaining unexpired 1 year of the current terms, 2025 to 2026. The election will be held on Tuesday, March 11th, 2025, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. at various locations in the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, namely the Village of Royal Palm Beach Recreation Center, the Village of Royal Palm Beach Cultural Center, Madison Green Country Club, Royal Palm Beach Community High School, Royal Palm Beach Library, H.L. Johnson Elementary School, Village of Royal Palm Beach Commons Parks, South Florida Fairground, and Calypso Bay Water Park. This proclamation is on this day, the 19th day of December 2024, over my signature. With that done, before we move into tonight's agenda, I want to take a moment to suggest a few procedural changes to the way that we conduct our meetings. You know, during the last two meetings, we've gone longer than we have in most other meetings that I can remember in the time I've been on the council, and I accept responsibility for that as chair and presiding officer. And I believe we can do better in an efficiency way without losing effectiveness at our meetings through a couple of simple changes. First, in order to maintain an orderly meeting, I ask that before speaking, each council member asks to be recognized, and I will be sure to do that quickly. This will help to keep our orderly flow and ensure that everyone has a chance to be heard. Second, I will recognize each council member individually during council discussions on each agenda item to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to share their comments and ask any questions that they may have. And in keeping with the professionalism of our council, I encourage us to address one another by title and last name during our meetings, which reflects the respect and decorum that our positions warrant. I believe these few simple adjustments will help us keep our focus while ensuring that each item gets the attention that it deserves and that everyone has an opportunity to be heard. Now, with that said, I want to move on to the next agenda item, which are our reports from council members, the village manager, and the village attorney. So let's begin with Councilwoman Brodusky.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. It is December. Oh, my goodness. We are at the end of the year. A couple of things. First, reporting that I attended the Florida League of Cities FAST committee. Remember, that's the Federal Action Strike team. And the Florida League, for the first time, has hired a lobbyist. So when we go up to DC in February, we will have had coordinated efforts with a lobbyist in town and in Washington, D.C. So the issues that we are going up with have not been fully formed yet. So I imagine we'll get those in January or sometime. So once we hear what those are, I will definitely let you know. I want to thank Mark and his team for the beautiful tree lighting. I know that Taylor Swift was a very big hit, cover band, and as was Santa and Mrs. Claus and all their elves and the Grinch. So it was a lovely event. And then I want to give a shout out to PBSO District 9, Diane Smith, Community Outreach Coordinator and Section Manager, and all the officers who participated in Shop with a Cop. I had the privilege of going with the students and the officers to shop. And what they do is they pick 10 students, 2 from each school here in Royal Palm, and they are paired up with an officer here in Royal Palm, and they get to go shop with them. The purpose is to really help unify and coordinate the relationships between students and police officers. And it was beautiful. I heard the story of one of our students who was really afraid of the police. And when he partnered up with this one officer, he went through the store and went shopping. By the end of it, they were fast friends. It was beautiful to see. So we really appreciate that experience. And then I guess I get to be the bearer of news that for Read for the Record, we had 1,488 students read to. They don't call it second place, they call it honorable mention. But we got in there for honorable mention, beaten out by Palm Springs, who had community events and snow cone machines and other things. They bribed these kids for reading. I don't know, just teasing. But we did come in second, and we are going to find out what the difference is in numbers. I'm wondering if it was really close, and see if we can't get this elusive title at some point in the future. So that's my report. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say next year we will beat Palm Springs for the Read for the Record. Yes. So I enjoyed my first month as a council member, and it was actually kind of a fun month. I got to do some easy things and fun things. On December 3rd, I attended with the mayor and his wife a dress rehearsal of the Royal Palm Beach Band at the Cultural Center. On December 7th, I got to attend Winterfest, which was really awesome. The tree lighting, Santa, it was just an amazing time. December 10th, I attended the H.L. Johnson's winter concert at Commons Park with our mayor and Councilman Valentis, sorry. And then after that, went to the actual community band concert at the Cultural Center that night. On December 11th, I attended Crestwood Middle's Holiday Choral and Handbells concert with the Hamaras. It was great. And then December 11th was my favorite of all. I'm a little biased, though. It was Western Academy Charter School's holiday performance at Royal Palm Beach High. Got to attend with Mayor Hamara and Councilman Valentis. My wife's the principal there, so it was the best one.
No doubt.
Yeah. Just want to say, this holiday season, if you haven't, thank a teacher, because we all know some teachers, and thank them for helping us get to where we are, and happy holidays, and I hope everyone has a great new year.
Great. Thank you. Councilman Valentis.
Councilman Miller and I had been to a lot of fun events. The kids' choral events are really exciting because it's fun to see the energy of the little ones and how happy they are to be there and perform. And I'd really like to express my gratitude to everyone who came out to the amphitheater for the funeral of the deputies we lost, including one from here in Royal Palm Beach, Deputy Waller. President Trump, the governor, and the Attorney General were there as well, and I thought it was a phenomenal event that we had people from not only all over the state. I saw, Escambia County, I saw people from Wisconsin, and I think New Jersey set up a tent for snacks. So This was a really huge event that we had, and I thought it was really well done to honor our fallen heroes. And then finally, Mr. Mayor, your procedural changes for the meeting, I think make a whole lot of sense, but just straighten me out if I'm not using title names, because I am a first name kind of guy, but I will do my best to remember and call everyone by their name and title.
Okay,
And that's it.
thank you. Vice Mayor Samuels?
And to piggyback on Councilman Valentis, I was interested to see all the patches of the officers that went by, just to see all the various cities that they were from. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. As Councilwoman Radusky did say, Winterfest was a huge success. We had about 17,500 people that they estimate in attendance, and that is quite an increase from the previous years. So it was great to see, and it may just have been Taylor Swift or Santa, one of the two, I'm not sure. We had a co-ed youth volleyball registration is still going on over at the rec center. Friday, tomorrow, the seniors are having their ugly sweater holiday party, and that's for lunch. And then in the evening, starting at 7 o'clock, there's the Tom Petty tribute band and food trucks over at Commons Park. And you can go to royalpalmbeachfl.gov to find out details on all of that. The post office in the village just opened up, so they are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. They do close from 1 to 2 in the afternoon, and then they do have short hours that they'll close at noon on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. But they are open here, and we are working on trying to get a box from the outside so you don't have to come in or when they're not open. I had the pleasure of attending the Crestwood Middle School Career Day, so thank you, Mrs. Fields, and the 6th grade class for letting me invade your space. It was a lot of fun. They asked a lot of great questions, and it brings hope to what's coming up down the pipeline for our students. And I attended the Petite Academy of Dance, the Nutcracker, over at the Rec Center, so congratulations to them. This was our 13th annual performance. And finally, District Chief Veramo was unable to attend today, but she wishes us all well from the fire department. She wants everyone to have a safe holiday. Fire reminds everybody, please be careful of your live trees. Make sure that they're watered and not heavily weighted down with lights, because those are all fire hazards, and once the fire starts inside of your house, it's very difficult to put it out. So be careful about that. And also, because it is the holidays, remember there's 211 and 988. So if anybody needs help during the holidays, please remember those. And have a great couple weeks. Thank you.
I'm going to turn to the village manager and give him an opportunity to go ahead and speak before I do. You're looking.
I don't have anything under reports.
Okay, all right. Well, then we'll deal with
Okay.
the consent agenda item.
Yes.
Talk about that. That's fine. How about our village attorney? Attorneys.
Always grateful to be here. Happy holidays.
All right, great. And I got a ditto down here, right? Yeah, absolutely, got it. Okay. So the one thing I wanted to mention was it was interesting to see the kids' reaction. The Grinch was mentioned. I'm not sure if Santa's in trouble or not, but when the Grinch, Santa, and his entire family got down off the stage, the kids really gravitated to the Grinch. So I'm not sure what that says exactly, but it was a great event. It really was. The TPA met this last Thursday, and they approved the long range, and this is definitely long range, LRTP, the long range transportation plan for 2050, 25 years down the road. And it really provides kind of a vision and a general direction. And I've asked our clerk to hand out copies of what's a good talking paper about the LRTP and what it's all about. And it's really important because it lays out, like I say, a 25-year vision for transportation in Palm Beach County. The LRTP also provides a basis for allocating both federal and also state transportation funds. And so it's a pretty important document, and it's updated every 5 years. So it was a significant event. We're going to talk a little bit more in a moment about transportation, though, and what's going on in the county. Since everybody experiences, I think, the traffic and the congestion, which is growing steadily, there is work underway right now, which I think can lead to some really good solutions, mainly through a collaborative effort. One of the things that's always of interest to us is State Road 7 extension. The good news is it is still number 1 and number 2 on the annual transportation improvement program. It has money in the year 2028 and in 2029. Unfortunately, it's in the, as we used to call it, out years, simply because the litigation continues as administrative actions are planned. I'd like to say the last one's coming up in early spring of this coming year, but I don't know that anybody could really predict it accurately. But again, with Florida DOT continuing to keep the money in these budget line items, says a lot about their expectation of success here and the importance of State Road 7 extension. The December Education Advisory Board meeting showcased the Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, and anybody who knows anything about that school knows that it's the happiest place on earth. I mean, just ask the principal. She'll be glad to tell you that. And if you get a chance to go over there, you'll find out for yourself. When you attend an event, the halls are just full of energy. It's an amazing experience, but they've got achievements to match the energy as well. Royal Palm Beach Elementary has been an A-rated school since it opened in 2002, and it's currently ranked in the top 8% in the state for all elementary schools by U.S. News. It's a very innovative school, and as you may remember, last year they actually received a $20,000 grant to build the Ben Carson Reading Room. They have also implemented at-home reading challenges. So a lot of initiatives, a lot of good work over at that school. Other news from the school district: Royal Palm Beach High School's coach, Kevin Kenyon, was nominated for a 2024 Lou Rose Award as Coach of the Year. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but he missed it by, at least the rumor is, 1 vote. The winner was actually the coach at Glades Central, which, if you know anything about football in this area, it's probably not too surprising. Nevertheless, that's a huge accomplishment, and so we want to offer congratulations to Coach Kenyon. The Royal Palm Beach football team's record was much improved this year, 7-4, but it was a lot closer to a heavy winning season than that might indicate. So great job, a lot of good accomplishments there. One other thing that was announced at the Education Advisory Board was that the Village of Royal Palm Beach scholarships for high school seniors, deadline to apply is February the 21st. Get it right yet. February the 21st. Applications can be delivered to the clerk's office, and they're also available online. They can also be submitted by email to jdavy@royalpalmbeachflorida.gov. So once again, take advantage of this. There are $10,000 worth of scholarships available there. So it's a busy time of the year. I heard everybody talking about going to holiday parties and programs. The holiday programs at the schools have been absolutely amazing. H.L. Johnson, of course, kind of broke the ice on actually utilizing the Commons Park Amphitheater. And they did it again this year with 2 events that were both amazingly well attended. And each one was just a fantastic production. Really, really did a great job. Each one of the other schools did fantastic as well. And of course, Western Academy, especially. But it was a great series of holiday activities that brought the community together in a really, really unique way with really talented and excited kids. So it's been an exciting period of time. It really has. We were talking briefly about the Florida League of Cities Legislative Conference and the work that's being done to prepare for the coming legislative session in March of 2025. Not only does Florida League of Cities put together their priorities, but so too does the Palm Beach County Legislative Committee. So for the League of Cities here locally in Palm Beach County, we put together a list of our priorities, and I'm passing out copies for everybody. They are still in draft until they get approved by the actual board of directors. And so there's a lot of work that goes into this in preparation. One of the things that is an activity that produces a lot of interesting comments and we gain a lot of support is when we meet with our legislative delegation, all of the members of the state legislature. This year we'll be meeting on January the 8th, And I think, once again, we'll have a good session and opportunity to find out what's on their mind and how we can support them, and then likewise, how they can support us going forward. So that concludes my report. Moving on, then, to the consent agenda. I believe that's next on the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. We need petitions first, right? Yes. Before we go to, hang on just a second here. So petitions. So this is where we ask, are there any petitions to be presented to the Village Council this evening? Does anyone care to present any petitions? All right, seeing none, then we'll move on, and I'll now open the floor for public comment on non-agenda and consent agenda items. Would anyone care to comment on non-agenda or consent agenda items? Madam Clerk, do we have any cards?
No, Mayor, we do not.
Mr. Manager, do we have any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Okay, once again, this is the last chance. If there's anybody who would care to make comments on the consent agenda items or non-agenda items, this is the time to do that. Okay, now, consent agenda. I will ask our village clerk to please read the consent agenda items into the record.
Yes, Mayor, I will. Thank you. Number 1, approval of the minutes of the council regular meeting of November 21st, 2024. 2, adoption of resolution number 2438, a resolution of the Village Council of the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, to declare certain personal property owned by the village to be either surplus to its needs and sold at a publicly noticed sale, or determined to be obsolete, non-serviceable, or beyond economic repair, pursuant to and in accordance with the provisions and requirements of Section 2-3 of the Village Code, and authorizing the village to remove such surplus property when sold or disposed of from the fixed assets of the village. 3, approval of a special events permit for the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office to hold a picnic barbecue event for employees. The event will take place on Sunday, January 12, 2025, from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. at Royal Palm Beach Commons Park, amphitheater stage and side pavilions at 11600 Poinciana Boulevard. 4, approval of a special event permit for the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and Palm Beach County's Sheriff's Foundation to hold a kickball event for employees. The event will take place on Saturday, January 18, 2025, from 6 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Bob Marcello Baseball Complex. 5, approval and authorization for the village manager to execute the first addendum to the professional services agreement for urban forestry services in order to extend the agreement for the first renewal period ending January 1st, 2026. 6, approval and authorization for the village manager to execute a consent to assignment of professional auditing services agreement in accordance with Section 16 of the Professional Auditing Services Agreement. 7, adoption of resolution number 2436, a resolution of the Village Council of the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, encouraging Palm Beach County, entrusted state agencies, fellow municipalities, and other taxing authorities to engage in a collaborative effort with each other for the successful development and adoption of a countywide transportation plan. 8, adoption of resolution number 2437, a resolution of the Village Council of the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, adopting a revised schedule of fees and charges, specifically repealing resolution number 2420, providing that the schedule of fees and charges shall be available for inspection at all times at the Village Hall during regular business hours, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
Thank you. Do any members of the council wish to pull any item off the consent agenda?
I do. I'd like to pull item number 3 and 7, please.
Okay. Anyone else? If not, I will entertain a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda without items 3 and 7.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda items 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Let's begin with item number 3.
3, and
Vice Mayor?
I believe the village manager can go through, actually, the 2 of them that I have, the village manager can help us with. So if we can talk about, number 3 is the special event permit for PBSO. And we have another attachment here in front of us that was a change to the original.
Yes, that is correct.
And then just also, once you go through that, and then a clarification is that originally it was supposed to be open to the public, and is it just for employees? So those are my 2 questions out of this.
Okay. So this is, the sheriff had asked to use the stage at Commons, which council granted that permission at the last meeting with the conditions. They followed through with a rental agreement and a special event permit. The special event permit that the revised one that was put in front of you is the correct one. When they asked to use the stage at Commons Park, we had given them the new version of the special events permit that was used for the schools. And that doesn't really apply to what the sheriff was asking for. The sheriff was asking for this to happen on a Sunday. The school agreement for use of the stage was only Monday through Thursday. The school, because of the number of kids, if the participants went over 300, were required to hire two permit deputies, because we could never guarantee that our deputies that are on duty wouldn't need to be pulled off and go somewhere else. Those conditions are not needed for this event. So that's why you have, right, we didn't think 2 permit deputies were necessary to look over 400 or so deputies. Nor did I don't even know how that would go over with the sheriff, to tell you the truth. So that's why you have a new one in front of you. So we will only use the special event permit that applies for the schools that council has granted permission for them to do it without coming to council on a regular, on a yearly basis. So we will process them without coming to council. Other than that, the stages are not available for use by the general public. So that's why you have a changed event here. It is open to the public. The sheriff is not closing the area off, and I think he'll even have some displays out there, and wants it to be quite interactive, it sounds. So it looks like it's going to be a really good event.
So then with that then, is it also, because originally they were talking about the 2 large pavilions and not the Great Lawn, and now they do want the Great Lawn? Or is that, because that's what's on this one?
That's what's on the application, but it's not going to be, so that's the area they're going to be using. They're renting the 2 large pavilions. They do not need to rent the Great Lawn because they're not limiting public access to it.
Okay.
If they were limiting public access to it, then they can limit public access to the large pavilions, and I think that's where they're going to have some of their cooking and barbecuing and that. So, but they're not limiting the public to the Great Lawn, so they did not need to rent that.
Okay. So then just for clarification, it is open to the public.
Yes.
And then if you don't want to participate and you're a family or want to come through, you can still utilize the Great Lawn and the spaces, but the 2 pavilions are reserved for a private event and the stage?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions about that particular agenda item? No?
Okay, with that, I make a motion to approve consent agenda item number 3.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. So you pulled number
Number
7
7
as well,
also.
Vice Mayor. Go ahead.
Yep, and then if you could just give, because when we talked about this, or when you've talked with all of us about it, I'm sure we all had our own questions, but if you could just give a summary of, because it seems quite in-depth and detailed, and it's kind of a conglomerate.
It is very detailed. It deals with traffic in Palm Beach County, something that we've all dealt with for a very, very long time. It's a very difficult thing to deal with because, we can get things done fairly quickly in government when the answer is obvious, but when the answer is not obvious and when you have so many competing interests in what the answer is, it becomes more and more difficult. And in the traffic realm, while I think there's been some excellent plans put on paper and work towards getting done, but then one piece at a time gets dropped off with opposition. And the jurisdiction that's left trying to defend that gives up. But it affects all the jurisdictions. And now we're at a point where and we've been talking for a long time that we really need a common vision between the DOT, the TPA, the county, and the 39 cities. And we haven't had that common vision. The League of Cities officially identified in early '24 the need for a countywide comprehensive approach to transportation, knowing no one jurisdiction could solve the problem. Our county manager requested, and the Board of County Commissioners funded, a countywide transportation study that will create a cooperative approach to drafting a countywide vision for transportation and mobility that safely connects people to places. The cities and Palm Beach County jointly drafted a request for proposals, which Palm Beach County Commissioners unanimously approved to obtain a transportation consultant firm to develop the plan. A selection committee made up of city and county staff will review and score the qualified responses to the RFP. The county has never done this before. This is unprecedented in the approach that they're taking, but they really do know that we need a common vision. We need a lot of buy-in, and all the different jurisdictions need to be part of it. And they're allowing that opportunity, and they're funding this study completely. Once the consultant is hired, many of you heard us talk about IPARC over the years. IPARC is the multi-jurisdictional issues coordination forum that deals with jurisdictional issues we all have in our comprehensive plan, that we will cooperate and coordinate with each other. This is the kind of the formal board or organization that does that, and we all have interlocal ILAs, interlocal agreements with the agency, and we fund it. We all fund it. So the executive committee will be tasked with coordinating with the transportation consultant to monitor the process, provide input, and address concerns and issues that may arise. Today's resolution will help to create that clarity and consistency of how we will work together going forward. And this resolution just kind of puts that all, summarizes all that, puts it all in writing, and says, yeah, we want to be a part of this, and we want to help.
Okay.
I think a follow-up question to that is, what are our requirements as a municipality towards this? So I know they said that the county's funding it, but I don't know if it's going to come back and say, well, you agreed to it, so now this is your part. How does it affect our residents financially?
Well, there's no money involved in this whatsoever. There's no money involved in the discussion and the transportation plan. Right now, the plan is to create a vision. How that comprehensive transportation plan is funded is for another day. We don't even know what it looks like, so to talk about what funding source you would exactly have is but what it does by having a study that everybody agrees to, it does allow you to then search for the most appropriate funding. And here's a good example. We've had the transportation impact fee for roadways only for over 30 years now, 35, probably 38 years. That has come under a lot of fire from cities and other jurisdictions and the state. And it does not include mobility. It only includes pavement of roads. So once you have a vision and a study of the needs of what can move people to all the different areas in the county, then you can start looking at ways to fund that and have the plan support that. So identifying the new development that's coming in the future, and then you could charge the new development for things more than just roads, for the mobility improvements, for the buses, for the additional trails that may be needed and things like that. I'm just giving that as an example. I'm not saying that's what we're doing, because we're not talking about funding right now. We're talking about a plan that we can all get on board with and say, yes, this is what we know we need for Palm Beach County, and we all agree.
And this agenda item then asks us just to agree to the study. That's it.
That is correct. And we are volunteering and participating to the maximum extent possible. We think being involved in this is a very good thing. On the Multi-Jurisdictional Issues Coordination Forum Executive Committee, we have a member.
What's the acronym for that?
I don't have the letters, but they do have the letters written everywhere. I think our mayors chairs that
The
or
vice
sits
chair
on
of
it.
And it is called the MCFIC, which is a terrible, terrible acronym. MCFIC.
MCFEC, the MCFEC.
There you go.
There will be somebody from the, let's see, what's the organization? The Office of Equal Business Opportunity on the selection committee. Then there'll be 3 county staff members on the selection committee, and then 3 city managers on the selection committee. And you know, I think it's an exciting opportunity to really create that future and the vision for transportation that we all need. You know, the bottom line is, and I've heard this said a long time ago, is for each of our communities to be successful, we have to be able to commute in this county and other counties. For our city to be successful, our people have to be able to get to jobs all over. Right. And that requires a transportation system that can get them there. And when they're stuck in traffic for hours and hours a day, the quality of life is not good. The census that's done every 10 years, one of the things they track is commute times to work. And that's one of the factors in determining quality of life. And if you look at our area, our zip code, the acreage zip code, Loxahatchee, and you look at those over the last several decades, it hasn't been positive. Right. It has been positive in time, and it hasn't been good. So I think this is a great opportunity.
Thank you for the explanation.
Does anybody have any comments or questions about that? If not, I do have one thing I want to add. As you were suggesting, this takes advantage of something that's called the Intergovernmental Coordination Program, which was set up back in the 90s, actually. And it was set up for exactly this purpose, where county and cities and special taxing districts and other stakeholders really need to come together to figure out a solution. This is probably the first time that this has actually been used recently. I think in the past they used it for a couple of things that were cross-cutting issues. But this is a tremendous opportunity. It really is. And along with that is the fact that we've got a lot of representation on it. Just as the village manager said, he's going to be involved in it. Our planning director is involved on the IPARC. Are you not the chairman? Yeah. And of course, we have the Councilwoman Rodusky and Councilman Valentes both involved in the Issues Forum. So we have a lot of opportunity to stay aware of what's going on, but also to influence that. So this is extraordinary. This is a real chance for us to come together with the county and trying to do something that really is something important. So if there are no other comments, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve consent agenda item number 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Okay, now we'll move on to the regular agenda. We have 9 items on this evening's regular agenda, and some are quasi-judicial hearings. We'll take them each in order. The first regular agenda item is a public hearing for second reading and adoption of application number 24-040 Z-Text and ordinance number 1052, an application by Gunster on behalf of West Palm Radiation Associates, LLC, amending the village's code to amend sections 26-22 and 26-87 of the village code to add a definition for the term veterinary oncology center, no overnight stay, and add veterinary oncology centers, no overnight stay as a special exception use within the office commercial CO zoning district, and add entirely new section 26-75.8 veterinary oncology centers, no overnight stays within the office commercial CO zoning district to provide for supplemental land use regulations for this use. Will the village attorney please read the ordinance by title?
Ordinance 1052, ordinance of the Village Council of Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 26 zoning, Section 26-22 definitions to add definition for the term veterinary oncology center, no overnight stays, adding Section 26-75.8 veterinary oncology center, no overnight stays within the office commercial CO zoning district in order to provide the legislative intent and supplemental regulations for veterinary oncology center, no overnight stays, and amending Section 26-87 CO office commercial district to add veterinary oncology center, no overnight stays as a special exception condition use within the office commercial zoning district, providing each and every other section, subsection in Chapter 26 shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, preventing conflicts clause, severability clause, authority to codify effective date for other purposes. This is second reading.
With that said, I'll turn to Mr. O'Brien.
Great, thank you. So if you look at this slide here, this is, ignore the building that is highlighted in blue here. This is the building,
We can't see it.
There we go.
them in there. Hey, get in, wake up. So this is the intends to utilize this building if this ordinance is passed and a special exception is granted by this council. As stated, the applicant has indicated that they intend to operate with the proper approvals as a veterinary and oncology center at 12953 Palms West Drive. That's this building here. We have gone over the definition. They are proposing a definition for this type of a use. Some supplemental regulations, and like I said, this is the second reading, so I won't go through all of these. These were gone through on first reading. Some more supplemental regulations here shown on this slide. The local planning agency considered this application on October 22nd, 2024, and recommended approval by a vote of 5-0. Village Council considered this application on first reading on November 21st, 2024, and recommended approval by a vote of 5-0. And staff is recommending approval of this application. And I'll turn the floor back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Does the applicant wish to say anything, add any additional information?
Mayor, members of the council, for the record, John Roach with the Gunster Law Firm. I'm an urban planner, in-house urban planner with the firm. I don't have anything to add. It's second reading. Nothing has changed since first reading. Just want to thank you, Mayor, members of the council, as well as your staff for your support of this application. So, happy to answer any questions.
Okay, Greg. The item is now open for council discussion, so let's begin with Councilwoman Radusky if you have any questions. Nothing?
No comment.
No comment, sir.
Okay. Since there are no questions, then I believe we can see if someone would care to make a motion. I'm sorry, we first have to go to the floor. And I'll open the floor for public comment, and we'll start with Madam Clerk. Any cards?
No, Mayor.
All right. Mr. Manager, any hands raised? Is there anyone else in the public that would care to comment on this agenda item at this time? Not seeing any, I will then close the floor for public comment. Is there any additional final comments or questions from the council? Not seeing any, I'll look for a motion and a second.
Motion to approve regular agenda item number 1.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It passes unanimously. Congratulations. Okay, the second agenda item is a request for approval and authorization for the village manager to execute the Second Amendment to Purchase and Sale Agreement to provide a 6-month extension to Artemis Investments, LLC to obtain the required approvals under the agreement. Is that you, Mr. O'Brien?
Sir,
Okay.
So this extension will allow additional time to satisfy the agreement. This extension will extend the deadline of December 30th, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 for a 6-month extension, given time for site plan modification, AAR approval, preliminary plat approval, along with building permits. Upon council review, staff is requesting that the village council authorize the village manager to execute the Second Amendment to the agreement for purchase and sale of real property to provide for a 6-month extension and require all approvals, including the preliminary plat, be obtained by June 30th, 2025. And with that being said, Mayor, I'll turn the floor back over to you.
Okay, the item is now open for council discussion. Let's start to my right with Vice Mayor.
Yeah, actually, quick question. And I don't know if representative wants to do it, or if Bradford, if you want to do it, does the 6 months allot enough time for what it is? Because I remember we talked about this a while back, so I just want to make sure, have we given enough time so that we don't have to come back?
Right. We think so. Yeah, I think six months will be enough time. The preliminary plat will, those don't take as long as some of the other applications that we have. So we anticipate 6 months being a good timeline.
Is there, would it be beneficial to make it 9 months and you only use what you need instead of having the 6 and then for some reason having to come back? Would the applicant feel more comfortable with that, is what I'm asking? And how does that?
That's an attorney question of whether or not this agreement, after going through.
We can hear from the applicant as well. Their request is for 6. I think, just so the council understands, the only items left are preliminary plat and building permit. So the next items on your agenda are the site plan modification and AAR, and a landscape waiver. So 6 months should be more than enough time, but obviously that's at the pleasure of the council if you want to grant more.
The applicant would like to comment.
Good evening, happy holidays, happy new year. Just to add a little bit of clarification, the plat was not originally a part of the purchase and sale agreement. It's just the building permit hopefully after tonight, that will be the only thing outstanding in terms of the purchase and sale agreement. We have agreed to do a plat that is going to encompass all of the properties. So we do feel confident that we could accomplish it in 6 months, but I also know that surveyors tend to, now that we're platting the whole property, surveyors can tend to take a little bit longer. They're busy this season. So if we could get a 9-month extension, that would give us a cushion just in case of unanticipated circumstances.
So I guess maybe, go ahead. My next question then would be for the attorney or staff. I don't know if that changes anything with this, but then does it give them the leeway then to come in obviously sooner than later, and this way there's that buffer?
Yeah, so if you were to grant 9 months tonight, they would go through the process. They're already in TSR with the preliminary plat, and then obviously the building permit is its own thing through the building department, but they wouldn't have to come back to you for anything. They could do those things behind the scenes through your process. Obviously the preliminary plat will come to you under that application, but there would be no reason if they finish sooner for them to come back to you. They could just do it within that time.
So then there is a possible proposal for an amendment to this?
You could, any motion to approve could extend that time frame. So what's before you has the 6 months. The agreement that's part of the backup has 6 months. But if the council's motion would include a motion to approve for 9 months, that could be made as part of a motion and a second and a vote.
An amendment?
It's okay if we do that.
Much appreciated, so we wouldn't have to come back. But obviously, we've been working really diligently. Our approvals have been building upon each other, and that would give us cushion. Hopefully, we don't need it, but we appreciate the consideration.
And then just for clarification, Mitty, for the next agenda item, that will not affect that. We can still continue to go through that. Okay, perfect. If you're okay with that, if there aren't any other questions.
Any other? Let's go down the line here. We'll go to Councilman Volantes.
I think
Comments, questions?
what the vice mayor said makes sense, and it's, I mean, if the applicant, it's better to give them the cushion than to have to come back here, because this isn't the first time back here, so it might be a little bit better to build in a little bit more wiggle room. So I think it's a good idea.
Councilman Miller?
I agree, it's a good idea. Thank you.
I'm in agreement as well.
Okay. So we need a proposed amended.
You could just make a motion to approve R2 with the modification that the timeline for extension be extended from 6 to whatever the number is, if 9 is what I'm hearing.
You want to check with any other questions? Or
Okay, so let's, then we'll go out onto the floor or public comment. Let's go to Madam Clerk. Are there any cards on this?
Mayor.
Okay. Are there any hands raised, Mr. Manager?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Anyone in the audience care to make any comments about this agenda item? Not seeing any, then we'll come back to an amended proposal.
Motion to approve regular agenda item number 2 to provide a 9-month extension versus a 6-month as stated.
Get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any Opposed? No opposed. It passes unanimously as amended.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Then moving on to the third regular agenda item. It's a public hearing to consider landscape waiver application number 24-120 LW and approval of order LW 24-04, an application by Bar Education, Inc. on behalf of Artemis Investments, LLC for consideration of a landscape waiver for section 15-133B1 to allow for a 6.3-foot wide perpendicular divider strip where village code requires 9 feet for a property located at 300 and 400 Royal Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. Will the village attorney please swear in the witnesses and handle any ex parte disclosures?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Could you state your name for the record?
Andrea Kaiser with Kaiser Legal on behalf of applicant.
Your hand raised, and Mr. O'Brien, I'll swear you in at the same time. Do you both swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you, and I'll ask the council for ex parte disclosures on this item.
Staff members.
Okay. Will the staff
Yes.
please
Thank
present?
The property is located at 300 and 400 Royal Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. It's highlighted here on this slide. The applicant, BAR Education, Inc., on behalf of Artemis Investment, is requesting a landscape waiver from section 15-133B1 to allow for a 6.3-foot minimum perpendicular divider strip instead of the required 9-foot width, reducing the required width by 2.7 feet for a length of 70 feet along the proposed parking. The landscape area will contain all required landscape materials and is circled here on this slide. The applicant contends the east parcel does not provide sufficient width to accommodate the required 5-foot wide perimeter landscape buffer along the western property line. The required 20-foot parking stall depth for each of the 2 rows of parking proposed, the required 25-foot drive aisle width, as well as the 9-foot perpendicular divider strip between the proposed parking within the eastern parcel and the existing parking within the academic institution property. So this is the parking lot that is being constructed, and it was a result of a sale from the village. Staff generally concurs with the applicant's assessment. Staff believes that this is a minimum waiver necessary to allow reasonable use of the property, and therefore is recommending approval. This item was considered by the Planning and Zoning Commission on November 26th and was recommended for approval by a vote of 4-0. And I'll turn the floor back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. So we will open this up for council discussion. Begin with Councilwoman Rodowski.
She has a presentation to make.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does the applicant have a presentation? Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm just going to elaborate it on a little bit more and try not to be redundant. If we can go ahead and put, thank you very much. So always like to familiarize yourself with the site, although you've all been on this journey with us, so you're pretty familiar with our story. But for the benefit of Councilman Miller, who is new, just a really quick overview. We own the properties at the 300 and 400 building, and this was a vacant and underutilized parcel, and this council was so gracious. You know, both adjacent property owners had priority to purchase this property, and instead of us dueling it out, they asked us to split it, and as good neighbors, we did. So we acquired the eastern parcel that we want to now incorporate into our development. And under that purchase and sale agreement for this eastern parcel, these are, we have a laundry list of things to do. So we've completed here 1 and 2. And then tonight, you're going to hear 3, 4, and 5. And you just granted us an extension for 6, the building permit, and then we agreed to plat the whole property as well. So that will all be included. So in agenda item number 4, you will hear later that the reason why we need a special exception approval is because our current use for the college and the preschool is a special exception. So when we're incorporating this parcel into our property, we want all of it to be covered under the special exception. We'll be asking for a site plan modification to incorporate the piece into our property, and obviously any architectural or aesthetic approvals required here as well. The reason that we're on agenda item number 3 3 is because prior to us requesting approval for those 3 items, we did need a landscape waiver. And that's simply because when we purchased the property, we had conveyed to you our intended use was parking. Well, when we decided to lay out the parking on this parcel, we realized that the village code required a total of 79 feet, but the parcel itself ranges from 64 to 68. So the parcel inherently was short of the code, and we had to ask for a waiver somewhere. What we did was we worked with staff, and what we decided, even though there's a lot of ways to skin this cat, we decided to ask for a waiver from an internal landscape parcel, so it has no impacts on our property owners, and that remains the same. And then finally, just a quick note about landscaping. Even though we are asking for the reduction and waiver, we're still meeting the minimum or exceeding the landscaping requirements of what it originally would be, not taking into the account the waiver, just to make sure we have good faith in developing this parcel. And that's my presentation for this evening, and I'm open for questions.
Okay, well, I apologize again for missing that, but thank you very much for that. Now let's begin with the council discussion. We'll turn to Councilwoman Brodesky.
Thank you for the presentation. I have no questions.
Councilman Miller.
Thank you for the presentation and explaining everything. Appreciate it.
Councilman Valentes.
Thank you for taking into consideration your neighbors and not moving the landscape on that side too. So thanks, no questions.
Okay. If there are no additional comments, then the floor is now open for public comment. On this agenda item, are there any cards?
No, Mayor, no.
No cards. Are there any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Would anyone in the room care to comment on this particular agenda item? Not seeing any. Then the floor is now closed for public comment on this item. Are there any additional council discussion items for this? Any questions, any comments? If not, I'll look for a motion and a second.
Motion to approve regular agenda item R3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, the fourth regular agenda item is a public hearing to consider application number 24-070 SPM, SE, AAR, an application by Bar Education, Inc. on behalf of Artemis Investments, LLC, and approval of resolution number 24-29. The applicant is requesting a site plan modification, special exception, and architectural approval to allow for a public or private academic institution within the industrial general IG zoning district and construct additional parking for the existing adjacent academic use for a property located at 300 and 400 Royal Commerce Road and 6846 Seminole Palms Drive. Will the village attorney please swear in the witness? Is already done, right?
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Mayor. She remains sworn, so I'll just ask staff counsel for ex partes on this item.
Just staff.
Staff members.
Will the staff then proceed with the presentation?
Thank you again, Mayor. The property is 0.235 acres, located at 6848 Seminole Palms Road, and is currently vacant. The applicant has indicated in their justification statement that the ultimate goal is to develop the property for a purpose of expanding the current vacant parcel to the existing Primrose School as additional parking. This slide illustrates the proposed site plan. As you can see, this proposal is for additional parking spaces for the school. In reviewing the petition, village staff considered conformity with the Village of Royal Palm Beach's zoning code pertaining to the industrial general zoning district. Specifically, proposed project meets the requirements for the district as it pertains to parcel size, parcel width, setbacks, pervious area, parking requirements, landscape area, aside from the perpendicular divider strip. This is the landscape plan. The applicant is also requesting a special exception use for a public-private academic institution to have a special exception use approval on this property as it's being combined with the parent tract, which has a special exception use for this. And here are the criteria. Some of the highlights here are underlined through these slides. We've all heard these a million times. Overall, the proposed site plan Modification meets all the villager requirements for this type of use in the industrial general zoning district, with the exception of the landscape waiver, and therefore staff is recommending approval of this application. This application was considered by the Planning and Zoning Commission on November 26, 2024, and recommended a vote of 4-0. And with that being said, Mayor, I'll turn the floor back over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Brien, and I won't miss you this time. Would you care to add anything to that presentation?
Thank you kindly. For the record, we're just going to restate all our comments from the previous agenda item here and conclude that we are here to effectuate our duties in the purchase and sale agreement. The end. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, thank you, Willie. This item's then open for council discussion. Let's start with Vice Mayor.
No questions.
Valentes. Councilman Miller.
No questions, sir.
Councilwoman Radusky.
No questions, thank you.
Okay, the floor is now open for comment on this agenda item. Madam Clerk.
No, Mayor.
Any cards? Mr. Manager, any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Is there anyone else who would care to comment on this agenda item this evening? If not, I'll close the floor to public comment. Is there any additional council discussion on this item? If not, I will look for a motion and a second.
I move to approve regular agenda item number 4.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Congratulations. Passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, the fifth regular agenda item is a public hearing for first reading and approval of ordinance number 1051, amending Chapter 26 zoning at sections 26-82 4D and 26-83 4D to revise the subheading titles, eliminate the perimeter landscape setback requirement adjacent to the right-of-ways and open space, and eliminate the requirement for a 10-foot perimeter landscape setback adjacent to the interior lot lines for parcels with yards of 10 feet or greater. The village attorney, please read the ordinance by title.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 1051, an ordinance of the Village Council, Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 26 zoning, Section 2682 RV6 Villa Residential District, and Section 2683 RT8 Townhouse Residential District to revise subheading titles, eliminate perimeter landscape setback requirements adjacent to rights-of-way and open space, and eliminate the requirement for 10-foot perimeter landscape setback adjacent to interior lot lines for parcels with yards of 10 feet or greater, providing each and every other subsection, Chapter 26 shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing conflicts, clause severability, clause authority to codify effective date and for other purposes. First reading.
Okay, Mr. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mayor. Village staff is requesting to update these sections of Village Code to eliminate the perimeter landscape setback requirements for parcels with yards of 10 feet or greater in the RV6 and RT8 zoning districts. That's kind of the meat of this. Currently, our code requires that an interior property line be set back 10 feet from the perimeter landscape buffer. This would be like for a townhouse, where the walls of the townhouse is the property line. So there are scenarios where that does occur, so that the building has a 10-foot separation from the perimeter landscape buffer. This code amendment allows for an instance where there's a 10-foot rear or side yard that is 10 feet or greater, not to have to provide the 10-foot setback from the perimeter landscape buffer. Since the building is set back 10 feet or more from the perimeter landscape buffer by the rear yard or side yard, thus meeting the separation intent of the code. So if you remember, this was a strategic planning item that council had directed us to remedy a scenario where, if you remember Lakeside Landing across the street, where their townhouses, the property line, the interior property line for the townhouse wasn't the building envelope, wasn't the walls, right? They actually had a 10-foot rear yard, so they wanted a waiver from this requirement, because then they would have had to, because that property line is now 10 feet out and not the actual building, would have a 20-foot separation to the perimeter landscape buffer. So their waiver was, since we're providing that 10 feet in a yard, can we have the waiver? And so this is to remedy a situation where they have a yard, a rear yard or a side yard that is 10 feet or greater, so it meets the intent of the code, and it's providing for that 10 feet without having to have a waiver request.
Okay.
And the local planning agency considered this item on November 26, 2024, and recommended approval by a vote of 4-0. And I'll turn the floor back over to you, Mayor, and I'll make myself available to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Okay, so this is open then for council discussion or request for further clarification, because this is a interesting geometry exercise. So let's start with Councilwoman Rodesky.
I think I understand. You didn't bring any pictures, but
There's an explanation for that. I tried. There was something going on with the folder thing here, and it didn't translate. So
it's okay. So if I heard you right, this was something that needed to be done as a part of strategic plan, but there's nothing pending right now that
No, ma'am.
is, okay. Thank you.
Councilman Miller?
No questions, sir.
Councilman Valentes?
Did you just say the dog ate your homework? The electronic dog. But basically, this is just to help out. Like you said, I do remember the situation over there where instead of having to have folks come in for a waiver, this is a situation where the distance is enough to meet the code. It's just not adding it because it's the delineation of property line, as opposed to, you can have it at the building or you can have it 10 feet, and then that would kind of, not make them uniform.
it accomplishes the same thing without them having to come in for a waiver.
And then
With
come
the
in before the council. This is just something that they can comply with. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Vice Mayor?
Councilwoman Rodesky, I agree with you, because I was looking for the color and chart.
I was using my hands, though.
You were. But that was kind of actually distracting a little bit more than the arrow pointing.
All right.
Okay.
So we talked about Lakeside Landings, that this is what sparked this. So my question is because that's new construction. We do have a large area, Southern and State Road 7 is a large construction, whether that would pertain to any property over there as well that you foresee?
No, ma'am. Those aren't individual. Those are apartment units.
Right.
There is no ownership, so there is no internal property lines where a townhouse owner would have a property line in those instances.
Okay. And then does this have anything else in any other property that we have available that it could be a scenario? Because the only other place I can think of is across from Councilman Valentes, but I think those are all built out already. Yeah.
I don't see where this would have an effect on, because you have what you have where the perimeter is for those townhouses. Next to Councilman Valentes's, there you have on the rear or on the north property line, you have single-family homes.
Right.
So that doesn't pertain to this.
Right.
And that's the MXD zoning district.
Right.
Not the RT8 or the RV6 zoning district.
Okay.
And we're eliminating that from here.
From this.
And it wasn't inserted into the MXD. These conditions or this criteria was not inserted in the MXD zoning district category, right, regulations.
Okay, so this primarily relates just to Lakeside Landing property. You don't foresee where
That's the only one that that is the only scenario that I've come across this.
where this would pertain to?
Right.
Okay, that's thank you.
Yep.
So let me go ahead and ask my question real quick, and then we'll come back to you. So it doesn't apply to MXS?
MX.
Okay, because there are townhouses as part of that development, right?
They're not, they have a townhouse, multifamily apartment concept, but these aren't townhouses that will be up for sale. So it's the townhouse concept where you park and you go up the stairs on the floor 1 and then up the stairs to floor, 3, 2.
Would I be wrong? And I think it would take a comprehensive plan and zoning change, but the property at Okeechobee and State Road 7. If they wanted to, oh, okay. If they wanted to go that route, it would apply to them, but if they changed their zoning, because they're not zoned for something that this would apply to now, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
All right, thank you. So the floor is now, I'm sorry?
Just want to clarify one thing. It will apply to any future RT8 or RV6, and I can't imagine that not happening in the future, sometime in the future. So it will apply to every RT8 and RV6.
So it isn't uniquely for,
And if any of the existing RT8s and RV6s came in for any modifications, it would apply to them too.
okay, all right. Any other comments from the council? If not, we'll open the floor to public comment on this agenda item. Madam Clerk,
No,
cards?
Mayor. No comments.
Mr. Manager, hands raised.
No, Mayor.
Okay. Anyone else care to comment on this item in public comment section? If not, not seeing any, I'll close the public comment on this item. Is there any additional discussion from the council? If not, I'll look for a motion and a second on this agenda item.
I move that we approve regular agenda item number 5 as submitted.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? If not, this passes unanimously. Thank you very much. The 6th agenda item is a public hearing for first reading and approval of ordinance number 1055, amending Chapter 10, Finance and Taxation at Section 10-50, budgetary amendments in order to align with current fiscal practices and ensure consistency with Village Policy F-14. Will the attorney please read the ordinance by title?
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 1055, ordinance of the Village Council of Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 10, Finance and Taxation, Article 4, Funds and Accounts of Village, Investment Policies, Section 10-50, budgetary amendments in order to align with current fiscal practice and ensure consistency with Village Policy F-14, providing that each and every other section and subsection of Chapter 10 shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing conflicts clause, severability clause, authority to codify effective date and for other purposes.
All right, great. So staff presentation?
No presentation, but I'm here if you have any questions.
Well, then the item is now open for council discussion. Let's start with the vice mayor.
So just thank you very much on the formality of it. Just for clarification then, this is pretty much just an internal policy, making sure that everything is all in line. Everything says the same thing. It's not like this is what we did in 84, this is what we're doing in 92, then we're going to go back to 78.
No, so this council agenda item is for the ordinance change. The second one will be for the internal administrative policy. And this is just kind of keep it in line. This is stuff that hasn't been looked at in several years, and just kind of a lot of it was just verbiage in this one. For example, we don't do ordinances to approve the budget or to make any changes to the budget. It's done by resolution, and so those changes were done in the ordinance. You're welcome.
Councilman Valendez?
No questions, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Miller?
No questions, sir.
Councilwoman Rodesky?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, great. The floor is now open for public comment on this agenda item. Madam Clerk?
No, Mayor.
No cards. Mr. Manager, any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Is there anyone else who would like to make a public comment on this agenda item at this time? All right, not seeing any. I'll close the floor for public comment. Is there any additional council comment? If not, I'll look for a motion and a second.
I make a motion to approve regular agenda item number 6.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? If not, passes unanimously. Okay, the 7th agenda item is an approval of revisions to the administrative procedures to amend the adopted budget. Again, opportunity to present.
No presentation, but here for questions.
Okay, the item is now open for council discussion. Begin with Councilwoman Rodesky.
No questions, thank you.
Councilman Miller.
No questions, sir.
My question, well, I guess it's more of a comment or confirming my comment, but basically this is to make things more streamlined in the way practices are done today, instead of having as the Vice Mayor mentioned, different sources and everything to say, oh, from here and here and here, we're just putting them all together and making it easier for us to do stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's all, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, Vice Mayor?
No questions?
Okay, the floor is now open for public comment on agenda item. Madam Clerk? No cards. All right, Mr. Manager, any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Okay, is there anyone here who would like to comment on this agenda item? Not seeing any, I'll close the floor to public comment. Is there any further council discussion on this item? And if not, I'll look for a motion and a second.
I make a,
Item 7.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much for cleaning things up. We greatly appreciate that. The eighth regular agenda item is a public hearing for second reading and adoption of ordinance number 1053, providing for the Village of Royal Palm Beach's continued inclusion in the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Municipal Service Taxing Unit, MSTU, for the provision of fire protection, fire rescue, advanced life support, or similar emergency services, fire code enforcement, and other necessary incidental services. Will the village attorney please read the ordinance by title?
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 1053, ordinance of the Village Council, Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 10, Finance Taxation, Article 8, inclusion of villages boundaries into Palm Beach County's Fire Rescue Municipal Service Tax Unit at Section 10-111 to provide for the village's consent to the inclusion of the entire territory within the Village of Royal Palm Beach's municipal boundaries into Palm Beach County's Fire Rescue Municipal Service Taxing Unit for fire rescue, fire protection, advanced life support, or similar emergency services, fire code enforcement, and other necessary and incidental services, providing for intent, purpose, consent, and duration, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability and codification, providing for an effective date, acknowledging limitations on ad valorem millage rate for municipal purposes. If this seems like deja vu all over again, yes, you did actually see this last month. There was a scrivener's error in the codification date, which has to be corrected, and so it's brought back just to dot that I. So this is really a repeat of second reading with the scrivener error corrected in Section 5.
And my apologies to the council for the scrivener's error. I've asked for extra coal in my stocking this year.
Careful what you ask for. Yeah, be careful what you ask for. So this item is now open for council discussion. Vice Mayor?
actually, the only thing is we do have representation from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Do you guys have anything you want to add? That's it.
No.
Councilman Miller?
Yes, sir.
Councilwoman Brodusky?
Coal's a pretty nice gift if you're cold, Mitty, so you deserve it. You deserve for your hard work. I have no comment.
Okay, the floor is now open for public comment on this agenda item. Madam Clerk?
No, Mayor.
No cards. Okay, Mr. Manager, no hands raised. Is there anything else that the council would care to comment on this agenda item at this time? Anyone here who would care to comment on it? If not, then I will close the floor to public comment. Any additional council discussion? I don't think so. This is many times that we've been through this. Thank you all for your great service. We really do appreciate it. Look forward to another 10 years. So thank you. No further comment, therefore, I will entertain a motion and a second.
I make a motion to approve regular agenda item number 8.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Passes unanimously. And again, we look forward to continuing the fine service that you all have provided us. Okay, the final agenda item is a public hearing for second reading and adoption of ordinance number 1054, amending Chapter 11.5 Flood Plan Management to update the date of the flood insurance study and flood insurance rate maps and reformat local amendments to the Florida Building Code. Will the attorney please read the ordinance by title?
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 1054, ordinance of the Village Council, Village of Royal Palm Beach, amending the Code of Ordinances of Chapter 11.5 Floodplain Management to update the date of the flood insurance study and flood insurance rate maps and reformat local amendments to the Florida Building Code, providing that each and every other section and subsection of Chapter 11.5 shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing conflicts clause, severability clause, authority to codify effective date and for other purposes. This is second reading.
Okay. Given that it's a second reading, is there any staff additional information?
No, there is not.
Okay. That being the case, it's now open for council discussion. Let's begin with Councilwoman Brodusky.
No comment, Mayor.
Councilman?
No, sir.
Councilman Valentes? Vice Mayor?
No questions.
Okay, the floor is now open for public comment on this agenda item. Anyone care to comment? Now would be the time. If not, Madam Clerk,
No, Mayor.
there are no cards. Mr. Manager, are there any hands raised?
No, Mayor.
Okay, again, if there's anyone who would care to comment. Not seeing any, I'll close the floor to public comment. Is there any additional council comments? If not, I'll look for a motion and a second.
Make a motion to approve regular agenda item number 9 as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. That was the last agenda item. There being no further business coming before this council tonight, let me wish everybody a happy holiday season. Share the joy, and as a friend of mine used to say, be well. Everyone have a great evening.